Hey, so is Will Smith really jumping into a Popeye movie in 2024? There's this poster going viral with him as Popeye, but is it for real or just some internet hype? Let's break down the speculation on this live-action Popeye flick starring Will Smith. Also, I will talk about the other cast than the Popeye, so stick around till the end. The poster features Will Smith wearing the classic Popeye sailor hat, sporting tattoos, flexing his biceps, and smiling with a pipe. Unfortunately, for those excited about the idea, the fake movie poster was created by AI, and there's no actual project in the works. Popeye made his debut on January 17, 1929 in the Thimble Theatre comic strip, and later starred in his cartoon series in 1933. The only live-action Popeye movie was released in 1980, starring Robin Williams and Shelley Duvall, while an animated project with director Jenny Tartakovsky is in development. It seems to be stuck in development limbo. The last update in May 2020 mentioned the creative team going back to the drawing board. Unfortunately, for Will Smith fans hoping to see him as Popeye, it's not happening anytime soon. However, you can catch him in upcoming projects like Bad Boys 4, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and I Am Legend 2. Oh, but the thought of a new live-action Popeye film has got me excited. I mean, who wouldn't love to see some fresh faces take on the iconic characters? I recently caught the CG Popeye screen test with Tom Kenny, and it got me thinking. A new Popeye movie would just be what the doctor ordered. But here's the catch. Not a sequel, not a remake, and definitely not a hoax. I'm talking about a brand spanking new live-action Popeye Adventure. Now, don't get me wrong, the 1980-something Popeye film with Disney and Robin Williams was something, but I'm thinking it's time for a whole new take. Let's leave the past in the past and dive into some exciting live-action Popeye casting. No sequels, no retreads. Let's bring some fresh energy to the spinach-loving sailor's world. Alright, let's talk olive oil casting, and I've got a name for you, Whitney Cummings. I know, the pickle nose is missing, but hear me out. Cummings is a comedian, and Olive, let's face it, isn't exactly the poster child for serious female characters, especially if you've read the comic strip. Dark stuff happens when she becomes a dancer, so a comedic touch is crucial. Sure, Cummings is tall and slender with big feet. Not as colossal as Olive's, but close enough. The voice might be a bit deeper, but nailing that quirky affectation is totally doable. And hey, sometimes guys liked Olive, sometimes not. Sounds familiar with Cummings, right? And if they ever decide to go live action with Popeye, she's my top pick for bringing olive oil to life. Now, when it comes to casting Popeye's dad, Poop Deck Pappy, I've got a solid choice. Jonathan Banks. You might remember him as the crooked cop in Breaking Bad. Given his track record, it wouldn't be a stretch for him to portray Popeye's morally ambiguous father. Here's the thing. In the outtakes from Community Season 5, Banks nails a dead-on impression of Popeye, and that's pretty much what Poop Deck is all about. The grumpy demeanor is a match made in casting heaven. So, if they're ever looking for the perfect Poop Deck Pappy, my money's on Jonathan Banks. Now, let's tackle the big one. Who could possibly step into the legendary shoes of Popeye, famously played by the late Robin Williams? Some say it's like trying to carve Mount Rushmore from a grain of sand. Nearly impossible. But hey, let's throw some names in the ring. How about Dave Coulier? Yeah, sure, why not? He can nail the voice, and he's got a Popeye-esque look going on. It's worth a shot. Or, here's a wild idea. Remember that episode of The Office where John Krasinski rocks a Popeye costume? Okay, he might not have the voice or the mannerisms down, but who cares, right? Hell, this cat is practically a doppelganger for the spinach-loving man himself. I say toss him in the movie and see how it goes. Might as well give it a spin. Now here's a curveball. How about Zelda Williams? Alright, I get it. She's not currently rocking the Popeye garb. But hey, throw on a hat or something, right? Picture this. A female-led Popeye movie. Yeah, I know it's a bit out there, but think back to when the Honeymooners had an all-black cast. No? Okay, maybe not the best example, but you catch my drift. I suggested a cat before this abomination. Maybe we should just film it for 2 hours and sell it to the studios. Oh, and how can I forget Sweeppe? Now, for the lovable moocher Wimpy, how about Zach Galifianakis? I know, right? He's often the slacker, the emotional puppet master, turning on the waterworks for sympathy and then messing things up even more. Sounds familiar? Well, that's why he's perfect for Wellington J. Wimpy. I can totally see Galifianakis bringing that classic Wimpy charm to life, always hungry for a burger and ready with a clever scheme. Given Sweeppe's surprisingly complex backstory, a royal prince left on Popeye's doorstep, ruling his kingdom for a while, it's a character with layers. Now, for the live-action rendition, who could do justice to this little powerhouse? How about Jacob Tromblay? He's got the acting chops, and we've seen him handle emotionally rich roles before. Sweeppe's mix of strength, mischief, and a touch of royalty could be right up Tromblay's alley. Plus, he's got the range to capture the character's evolution, from a little scrapper to a royal heir. Picture Tromblay bringing that unique Sweeppe charm to the big screen. This baby, he's a freaking baby! There are no famous babies, so just get any baby that can act, boy or girl. Twins preferably, so they don't get tired. From the burly antagonist Bluto, how about grabbing a real-life wrestler for the role? It makes sense, right? Someone who can bring that physical prowess to the screen and capture the essence of Bluto's original E.C. Segar comic awesomeness. That seems like a fitting move. And hey, let's make it clear, it's Bluto, not Brutus. Now onto the formidable sea hag, originally stone-faced, but now let's embrace the ghoul aesthetic. How about Sarah Jessica Parker taking on the role? I'm not throwing shade, but she did rock the witch vibe in Hocus Pocus, and those facial qualities could make for a fantastic sea hag. No judgment here. Wimpy has a soft spot for Haggy, so let's just roll with it. For the Alice the Goon, no beating around the bush here. Emma Watson as Alice the Goon? Perfect. It's the ideal choice to balance out the quirkiness of the character. Poor Castor indeed, having his history swiped by a non-cowboy in the 1980 film. Not the most memorable portrayal. But let's give the character his due, especially since he and Popeye were like the Goku and Krillin of the spinach world. Super strong man and his shorter, bald sidekick. Despite being a detective agency owner, Castor's appearances dwindled over time. Lastly, your hope for a live-action Popeye on the silver screen in 2025? Here's to crossing fingers and hoping your prediction comes true. Well, that's it. For now, make sure that you like our video. Please share your views in the comment section with us. Subscribe to the channel to get updated, and do not forget to hit the bell icon to never miss an update. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you at the next one.